الطريق إن شاء الله إن شاء
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله وكفى والصلاة والسلام على رسوله المصطفى وعلى آله الأطهار وعلى صحابه الأخيار وعلى كل من استنى سنته إلى يوم لا ينفع مال ولا بنون إلا من أتى الله بقلب سليم. Esteemed viewers, brothers and sisters in Islam, it is with great pleasure that I welcome you to our program and your program, Islam and I. As you know, this is an important program of our society, Jam'iyyatun Nasrul Al-Fatih, and it's a program where we educate one another about Islam, we educate one another about things happening around us from the Islamic point of view. So we thank you for finding time to be part of this segment, and as always, we say, Jazakumullahu khairan. Allahumma ameen. I want to welcome you to this program, and I say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. On today's segment of our program, inshallah, we are going to be talking about something very unique, something very thought-provoking. And the topic of today's presentation is Islam is simple. Islam is simple. Today we are told that Muslims all over the world number more than 1 billion, and people practice Islam in different ways. Though Islam is meant to be practiced in one way, because the Prophet ﷺ practiced Islam in a way, and he instructed us to practice Islam the way he did. But today we see different interpretations of Islam, such that some of the interpretations of Islam that we see on TV or hear on the radio will even distance you from Islam rather than bring you closer to Islam. And then today, particularly in this 21st century, an age known for inquisitiveness, people ask a lot of questions. People want to know why, and why, and why, and why. This is an age where you don't just come to tell people, do this, and they will not ask you questions. They will ask you questions. So today, people are interpreting Islam in a way that if care is not taken, some people whose Islam is weak, or people who are willing to come into the fold of Islam, may even run away from it rather than come into it. Our religion is simple. Our Islam is simple. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us in unequivocal terms in the Quran. It says, Yuridullahu bikum liyusr. Allah wants ease for you. Allah wants ease for you. Allah wants comfort for you. Wala yuridu bikum al-usr. He does not want discomfort for you. He does not want anything that can inconvenience you, anything that can frustrate you, that can make your life misery. This is Islam. And our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam also said, Ad-Dinu Yusrun. Islam is simple. And what is Islam? You pray 5 times in a day, you fast in the month of Ramadan, and if you have the wherewithal, you give out zakat. If you have the means, you go on Hajj, you believe in Allah, you believe in Prophet Muhammad. You are kind to your parents, you are kind to your neighbors, you are kind to the people around you. You are truthful, you are diligent, you are neat, you are neighborly. So you are dependable, you are honest. This is Islam. And Islam is simple. So if anybody tries to make Islam difficult for people, he's doing it, probably he has an agenda. And that is what is happening today. And when you look at things, when you look at the things that are now dividing the Muslims, there are things that are very, very relevant. Things that ordinarily shouldn't divide us. We fight over this. This person is celebrating his birthday. That person is not a Muslim. When did Allah choose you as the custodian of paradise? When did Allah choose you as the one who determines who is a good Muslim and who is not a good Muslim? Are we concerned about whether this person prays regularly? I think that is what should matter to us. It's just like somebody who has built a house and he says, I want to have housewarming. And he does his housewarming and you say he's not a good Muslim. Because of what? He gathers people to thank Allah because Allah has built a house for him. He gathers people to thank Allah. He feeds people because he has attained a particular age. I am not saying this to justify birthday celebration, but this is one of the things that divide us. And these are things that ordinarily shouldn't divide us. We have the fundamentals of our religion. And we should focus on the fundamentals of our religion. I have mentioned them. 5 daily prayers, Hajj, Zakat. A man came to the Prophet and he asked the Prophet, if I observe my 5 daily prayers regularly and I do not add any other thing, probably I don't have time for other nawafil and all that, will I enter paradise? The Prophet he said, yes, this is Islam. Why are we now trying to make Islam? And the funny thing is that even the Prophet himself did not make Islam difficult for people. We know the story told in the hadith that one day while the Prophet was with some of his companions, a local Arab, a Bedouin, was passing by and he was pressed. And the next thing he did was to start urinating in a corner in the mosque of the Prophet ﷺ in Medina. And the companions who saw him wanted to pounce on him. They wanted to deal with him. How can you be urinating in the mosque? They wanted to beat him up. But the Prophet ﷺ was there. He said, La tuzrimuhu, do not stop him. Let him finish urinating. The man was urinating in the mosque. The Prophet ﷺ never told them, beat him up. After all, the man was not a Muslim. The Prophet ﷺ could have told his companions, beat him up. He told them, no, la tuzrimuhu, don't stop him. Let him finish urinating. And when the man was done, the Prophet ﷺ called him to a corner. He did not want to humiliate him. He called him to a corner and he told him that this place is our place of worship. We Muslims worship our God here. We don't urinate here. We only worship God. The man was so happy that he uttered a particular prayer, which was very funny for the Prophet ﷺ. This is the simplicity of Islam. And then somebody dresses in a particular way. There is a way you can correct him or her. You won't call him a disbeliever because of the way he dresses. You can guide him. See what Allah says in the Quran. Ud'u ila sabili rabbika bil hikmah. Invite to the way of Allah with wisdom. How can you be calling everybody a disbeliever because he dresses in a particular way, because he has sung one Davido's song? You can correct him in a polite way. Hey, you are a Muslim. You are no longer a Muslim. You better go and do another shahada. When did you become the custodian of Allah? When did Allah choose you as the custodian of paradise? You can correct him in a polite way. If the Prophet was harsh on his companions, how many of them would have accepted Islam? What exactly is the problem? That we are now personalizing Islam. We are personalizing Islam. We are not preaching the kind of Islam that the Prophet ﷺ preached to us. We are making this religion so difficult. We know the story told in the hadith about 3 companions who came to ask Aisha about the manner of worship of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And when Aisha described how the Prophet sallallahu worshipped Allah, they said, well, we can't compare ourselves to the Prophet. And one of them said, henceforth, I will not sleep with my wife again. Another one said, I will not sleep at night again. I will be performing nawafil. Another one said, I will not get married. And they said this in the presence of Aisha. And when the Prophet ﷺ came, Aisha told the Prophet that 3 men came and they said this and this and this. And the Prophet ﷺ called for the 3 of them. Go and call them for me. And the Prophet ﷺ asked them, did you say this, this, and this, and this? They said yes. The Prophet ﷺ said, that is not Islam. I am more pious than you. I sleep with my wife when I should. I fast when I should, and I eat when I should. And I get married. This is Islam. You see some Muslims, they will tell you they are practicing Islam, they look dirty, and they believe that in looking dirty, that is when they can draw closer to Allah. Allah, that the Prophet ﷺ has described to us as a pure God. In Allah tayyibun wala yaqbalu illa tayyiban. Allah is pure, and He will never accept anything except what is pure. Some people will claim that they are pious, and their children will be walking around barefoot. That is Islam. Some people will claim that they are pious, and it is their children, 4-year-old boys, 5-year-old boy hawking pepper, hawking sweets around, where they can easily become, a prey or victims to people out there, predators. Our religion is simple. Let's try as much as possible to make our religion simple to people to practice. People want to see the simplicity of Islam. And we should let people know that Islam is simple. And then look at Allah. Allah also says in the Quran, وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ مَسْتَطَعْتُمْ. Fear Allah according to your ability. If you can perform 1,000 nawafil at night, you can force other people to do so. What should matter to you is this person praying the 5 daily prayers? If you can fast every Thursday, no, you can encourage other people anyway, but you shouldn't force them. You shouldn't force them. If you can dress in a particular way, so be it. Somebody who does not dress in that way, if you feel the way this person is dressing is against the teachings of Islam, you can correct him in a polite way. If you feel that somebody is doing something that you feel goes against the teachings of Islam, there is a way to go about that. Instead of calling that person a disbeliever, a kafir, a weak Muslim, and then at the end of the day, you push that person out of the fold of Islam. Islam is about unity, is about love. We bring people together. The Prophet ﷺ told us, Bashiru, give people glad tidings. Let people come close to you. Bring people into the fold of Islam. Do not chase people away from Islam. A lot of us, including preachers, we are chasing people away from Islam. And we think we are helping Islam. And what I equate such preachers with is, I equate them with a builder who builds a story building but is demolishing a whole estate. I guess that is understood. Somebody who builds just a story building but is demolishing a whole estate. You think you teach Islam, you think you make people understand Islam, but imagine how many people you are chasing away from Islam. This is not the era of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Even during the time of the Prophet, not everybody believed him. And the Prophet ﷺ used a gradual approach to preach Islam to people. Why should we be so forceful? Even to the extent that some of us use abusive words and we say we are preaching Islam. We say we are practicing Islam. And anybody who does not practice Islam in the way we practice it, that person is our enemy. Ila sabili rabbika bil hikmah. This is a time for us to begin to use wisdom. Wallahi, we need to use wisdom in preaching Islam because our religion is a simple religion. Let's make it simple for people. Let's make it easy for people to practice. When we talk about Allah, make it simple. When you talk about Prophet Muhammad, make it simple. When you talk about Hajj, make it simple. Whatever you talk about in Islam, make it simple for people to understand. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make the message I passed today beneficial to me, the speaker, and to all of you, my esteemed viewers. And may Allah accept this from their society, Jam'iyyatun Nasr al-Fatih, as an act of ibadah. Once again, I want to urge you to subscribe to King Media on YouTube, and we are also on all social media platforms. Please join us there. Thank you very much. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
إن شاء الله حتلاقي الطريق.